G'day, this is Brian Howard. You know, I've been involved with country music for a long, long time. Over the years, I've met some very fine people. For the last 25 of those years, I've been playing the records on the radio. Three of the nicest people I've met, Shaza Leigh, Brian Letton and Lindsay Butler. And I think some of the best music ever recorded in Tamworth has been at the LBS studios on the outskirts of country music capital. This is a very special video we've put together to feature some of that music. We hope you'll settle back now and relax and enjoy LBS, the early years. One of Australia's top guitar players is Lindsay Butler. But when I look behind you at these guitars, I think of some other top guitar players around the world, people like Merle Travis and Chet Atkins, Arthur Guitar Boogie Smith. I think of some good old tunes they recorded, things like Wheels and San Antonio Rose, and of course Guitar Boogie. You had a tune called Butts' Boogie. What's the story behind this one, Butts?
There's a pretty fair story behind it, Brian. Many years ago, when I was on tour with the great Buddy Williams, we used to do, seven nights a week for about 9 months on the road, and there was always someone come up and say, "Would you play Guitar Boogie for me?" And I did that for so many years. After a while, I thought, well, one of these days, I'm going to actually record my version of Guitar Boogie and call it Butts' Boogie.
Here's Lindsay Butler with Butts' Boogie. Beautiful Shaza Leigh, formerly from North Queensland, settled in country music capital, made some very good albums for the LBS record label. Shaza, you've been around so much, you've toured around Australia so many times.
I have. I got my first opportunity when I was 20 and I started with the Brian Young show actually, and that was my first professional show. I've been on the road ever since with various shows, and yeah, I've been one of the fortunate ones to make a living out of the entertainment industry wholly and solely.
You've been pretty happy in the business?
Absolutely, yeah, totally. It was the only thing I ever wanted to do. I probably could have done many things, but it was what I was passionate about, and it's what I've devoted my life to.
What about your songwriting, Shaza? Where did that influence from the songwriting come from?
I started writing songs when I was 14. I just wanted to say something, and I guess my music has always been a reflection of how I've felt about various things, and I write when there's something that I want to write about. I do a lot of editing and a lot of tunes and that now. I do a lot of composing, but when I write lyrics it's mainly because there's something that I want to say.
Because you mix your songs up a little bit of bush ballads and love songs.
Yeah, surprisingly I've tried a bit of everything, and I think probably the bush ballad style of music is mainly influenced by my association with LBS. Like most young songwriters, I think we all start on love songs and that sort of thing, which is basically the international type of music, and I think that's where our early influences come from. But my association with LBS Records has opened up a completely different style of music form for me, and I've been fortunate to write with some of the best bush ballad writers in Australia.
Let's listen to the lovely Shaza Leigh now with a song she's written called Let Him Down Easy.
Well, I still remember the night we first met.
Shaza, the song called Postponed Today Until Tomorrow. I love this song, it's a beauty. What's the story behind this one?
I was actually at one of Lindsay's birthday parties, and a long-time friend of ours, Normie Bodkin, actually said to me, "Shaz, I think we should postpone today until tomorrow." And I said, "That's a legendary title, I'm going to write that, Normie." And I went home and I wrote that in the next couple of weeks, and we actually put it on the next album.
Some fond memories here, Shaza. Here's Shaza Leigh with the song called Postponed Today Until Tomorrow.
say goodbye. Cold hard truth causes pain. Soon you'll be gone forever. Why can't we talk it over? Postpone today until tomorrow. That's soon enough to face the fall.
Lindsay Butler has often been described as one of the most imitated guitar players in Australia. But is the secret the little Fender? What's the story behind this little Fender? When did you first get it?
In 1968, Brian, I walked into a music shop in Brisbane at Wollongabba, actually. It was Ford's music shop, and this one was hanging on the wall. I was on tour with Buddy Williams at the time, and I thought, well, I need to, buy a pretty flash guitar to keep up the standard. And that's when I bought it, and I've had it ever since, and I've never actually gone on tour or anywhere without it, I suppose.
So it's travelled lots and lots of miles with so many famous country music people.
It's been my most constant companion over those years, for sure.
Who are some of the people that you've played behind?
Buddy, of course, Slim, and people like Brian Letton, Rex Dallas, Brian Young. Yeah, I can't remember the whole lot, but it's been lots.
And what about the recording sessions?
I could probably safely say have to be over 1,000, I reckon.
So the famous Lindsay Butler sound comes from that little Fender guitar, the Jazzmaster.
For me, it's been irreplaceable, yeah.
Here's old Butler now, parked in behind the little Fender, with a beautiful old tune called Yellow Bird. Shaza, we couldn't make a country music clip without a song for the truckies in country music. You've got a song called The Woman at the Wheel. What's the story behind this one?
Woman at the Wheel was a song that was sent to us by a friend of mine, Brenda Lee Heathcote, and we just thought it had something special about it. It was actually Lindsay that said that song really should be a part of the album. It was a good fun song, it appealed to the truckies, it appealed to the women, and fortunately it went really well, got national airplay, and also made it into the charts, so it's probably been one of my most successful songs and probably one of the lightest songs that I've ever recorded.
Here's a song for the truckies, the beautiful Shaza Leigh, The Woman at the Wheel. Fellas, watch the foot go down on the clutch.